What are my thoughts of Raidho speakers? I've always wanted to try Raidho speakers. I mean, this is a speaker that has always piqued my interest. The only reason why I never bought it, if I'm being honest, is because I heard a lot of things that I didn't like about it. Okay, I heard that the mid bass or the bass is very boxy like. The bass doesn't really disperse into the room. I've heard that the speaker just sound, you can hear the cabinet a lot. I also heard that the speakers are sold through the back door. I mean, there's so many narratives, okay, when it comes to Raidho. I don't know the owners. I'm sure they're nice people. I have never personally, like, I haven't met him in person. And I'm sure if I placed a call and I said, I'm interested in reviewing your top end game speaker, I'm pretty sure I can probably get one and evaluate it. But the truth is, I got too many speakers right now. I have no interest in bringing any speakers right now. This is one of the reasons why I haven't even brought the Zellaton speakers. This is one of the reasons, because I just don't have the space. You know, the XVXs take up a lot of my room in here. How did I like Dynaudio sound? They sound very different than Wilson Audio. First of all, Dynaudio is not as dynamic as Wilson Audio. That's number one. Number two, although they both have a soft tweeter, and that could be one area where they're comparable. I think Dynaudio is a little more like it's a little slower sounding. Um, I also don't think Dynaudio has the same slam and bass that Wilson Audio has. Um, but it's a good speaker. It's a very pleasant speaker to listen to. It's a speaker that surprisingly hasn't done quite well with their newest offerings. In the past, I remember wanting the Master Evidence, I think it was called. I wanted that speaker so bad. As a matter of fact, I still want the Master Evidence from Dynaudio. I've wanted to try that speaker for a long time. But I haven't been able to get my hands on it anyway. But the new offerings, I keep, it's getting mixed opinions. Those that I trust in the industry haven't said to me that they're doing backflips with the new generation of Dynaudio speakers. I think the perception for the brand in the United States isn't what it used to be. I think the old Dynaudio, the Evidence Master, the Temptation, I think it was called, one of them that I owned, um, uh, all those top models, I think those were so desirable by the masses. And once they were retired, I think the new gen of Dynaudio speakers just they dropped the ball somewhere, and I don't really know what it is. I really have no clue where they dropped the ball. Why is it that Dynaudio ended up, um, simply not um, raising the bar? I would say when compared to their previous models. And this is feedback that I've gotten from a lot of people in the industry. Okay, so for me, the only thing I can say is I've had a lot of passion about that brand since the beginning. I've always wanted to try their product, the top of the line Master Series specifically. Those are speakers that even till this day I would love to own and try and put them in here and see what kind of results I get with that speaker. What is the most brutally analytical amplifier I have ever experienced? This is a great question. Analytical. I got to say, it was probably the Boulder 2060. I think the Boulder 2060 was that amplifier, and I think it's because obviously it was built in the 90s, right? So it had like a 15, 16-year run. It was very cold. It had no life, no soul, very transparent, very neutral, but it just never got to engage you. Okay. And I'm glad the 2160 is so different in so many ways. And it's such a better amplifier, I should say, that the 2060 just left me wanting more, regardless of what I tried. If I tried a tube line stage, if I tried different cables like XLRs, I never tried an aftermarket power cord, I should say that. I never really connected with the 2060. I think the 2060 was that component that I held on to the shortest amount of time because I tried different combinations with it and I just couldn't get my feet to tap on the floor. I couldn't get my head to bop. I couldn't. I tried day in, day out, and it just felt that it felt so lifeless. It almost felt like a zombie where they're walking, but they have no soul. Does that make sense? But overall, I think that's really the only amplifier that I can truly say left me wanting a hell of a lot more. Do paper drivers in general sound more natural, pleasant than other material ones? That's such an interesting question. And me having owned a lot of drivers designed from different brands, Magical, you've seen uh, Wilson, of course, Focal, right? I've had a lot of different brands, okay? Many different brands. That's an interesting question. If paper drivers do have more of a natural sound, less synthetic, right? That's what you're saying. That's what you're asking. Um, and now that I think about it, that could be there might be some truth to that. There might be some truth to paper drivers having a lot more of this. Yeah, I can't think of another word other than natural. Having more naturalness, organic feeling, more pleasant to the ears, and all of and the rest of these drivers that are very like high tech, like Accuton drivers with special, materials around it and cone configurations and all of these things, and for them to actually sound a lot more um, artificial. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. More artificial. That's actually a great question, and I might investigate this further because to me this is becoming um, a great topic for the future now. Thank you for that idea. I'm going to write it down. Is it worth the effort to convert the garage to a listening room? Let me tell you something. If I had known that I was going to enjoy my garage as much as I enjoy it today, I would have done this way before. Way before I did. It is the best. It is by far the best investment I have ever made in my journey. Okay, I would do it every time. If I move to another home someday and I don't have a dedicated space, I will turn that garage into a listening room again, over and over and over and over again. It is by far the best investment I have ever made. If you have no space in your home to have a dedicated listening space and you're tired of the wife, your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband telling you that they turn the music down, that you're waking me up, or it's too loud, or it's too late, or it's too early, do yourself a favor. Get a contractor, have them look at your garage, and turn that garage into a dedicated listening space. Soundproof the hell out of it so that the music doesn't get out anywhere. And that way you don't disturb anybody. And I'm telling you, you're going to be so happy. The only thing is they're not going to be happy because now you're not spending as much time with them because you're in the room listening to music. Okay. So if you have a garage that at least gives you a decent space, um, I would say spend the money. You're only going to make that, you're only going to spend that money once, right? Only one time. So no big deal. Why not spend the money once, do it right, do the right treatment, and believe me, you're going to be happy. I am so happy I did this years ago.